So, tell me more about the orange.
You and the orange. I can't say a whole lot about what you already don't know.
You like to rub it on your nipple, don't you?
Accessing. Establishing data link complete. Accessing Starfleet database complete. Initializing video stream complete.
You keep your sphincters to yourself, buddy boy.
I don't know. I didn't even, when I was a kid, I didn't even know what a sphincter was. And you remember that part in E.T. when the mom is like sitting there and Elliot's getting picked on by his brother or whatever, and he calls him penis breath? And she starts laughing at him. But, like, I never knew what penis breath was.
Did you laugh?
I thought it was like a peanut or something. No, I didn't laugh because I didn't know.
I like the part where E.T. gets drunk in that movie. It falls over in the kitchen.
Well, then Elliot's all getting drunk in class, too.
Yeah.
And he's all trying to hit on that blonde girl.
It's like the E.T.'s wearing a robe.
That blonde girl was hot.
Yeah, she kind of was.
She was totally hot. What's up? Welcome to the Warp Factor, everybody. I'm Marshall. How you doing? And I'm here with my buddy Ian.
What is up, guys?
Thank you for tuning in to the show. Sorry, we had a little sidetrack, sparkly thing off to the side, squirrel, whatever.
I'm talking about orifices.
Orifices are good. So, Ian.
Yeah.
Ian, we're talking about Season 3, Star Trek The Next Generation. And for those of you who are not aware, Ian is watching Star Trek The Next Generation for the first time in his 40-year-old existence.
Yes.
And we've got some glittery, almost looks like shimmery transporter effects.
That's right. I'm caught in the transporter phase.
Yeah. It's like that episode.
O'Brien's fucking up and not doing his job correctly.
O'Brien, purge the compensators.
That's right.
The Duesenberg.
He's still trying to get the diseases out of me. The filter.
You gotta filter out those diseases.
Hey, I'm starting to understand this more. We're in season 3.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. I'm a Trek in training still.
Well, but you're almost ready to take the training wheels off.
That's right. And
if you know who O'Brien is, that's a step up from where you were just a few weeks ago.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there, and I'm enjoying it and starting to feel the love, understanding the connections.
Are you? Well, I'll ask you this when we get done with this episode here towards the end.
All right.
So I'll save that. So stay tuned for the end, where I'm going to ask Ian a very uncomfortable question.
Oh, okay. like we didn't start with some uncomfortable conversations.
Well, this stuff with the orange and
Yeah, rubbing.
Rubbing. Anyways. So a couple episodes you want to talk about?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to continue talking Season 3. Towards the end of Season 3, we had some episodes that really kind of caught my attention. One was Episode 21, Hollow Pursuits. This was with, what was his name? His nickname was Broccoli.
Broccoli.
What was his real name?
So his real name is Reginald Barclay.
Barclay.
And they called him Broccoli.
Yeah.
Because they hate him.
Yeah.
And, for those of you who have grown up in your life and you've had people make fun of your name.
Me.
I think almost everyone can say that. But when you're like, when you're first officer of the ship and you're calling him Broccoli, Riker, I'm talking to you, mister. Man. Give people a complex.
Yeah, no kidding. This was the episode where he constantly was late, not showing up on time, doing his fantasies in the holodeck.
I like how you say holodeck. You really enunciated
holodeck. How do you say it?
I say it holodeck.
Holodeck.
Yeah, holodeck.
You're a holodeck.
Holographic dicks.
But he would have these fantasies with these other crew members and like being in the Three Musketeers, with Picard and Riker and Geordi and.
Well, no, let's not forget about Deanna Troi.
Why can't we forget about
Because so Troy is the counselor, right? So he
Right.
talks to her in his little mumbling talk.
Oh
And-
yeah, he like
and
tries to hit on her, right?
Well, so he's got like a super creepy, weird crush on her apparently, and he has her. Remember how like they're walking up the holodeck and they're like, "I'm gonna wring his neck," basically.
Yeah.
And Troy's like, "Oh, it's okay. He's just trying to out. He's got to get he's got to have an outlet here because he doesn't really have friends, and we all call him broccoli, and we're all assholes to him."
You're
and
the
then she
outlet.
sees herself, and then she gets mad.
You're the outlet, Chicky.
Yep. What do you think he does? In
It's
the
all
other,
okay until it's you're the one involved.
yeah, it's all fun and good till someone gets shot in the leg.
It
says
was
Ben Affleck.
this episode was interesting because I liked seeing all the different costumes in the holodeck.
That's true. And honestly, if I had a holodeck, I would probably be doing shit like that.
And I'd probably be addicted to it as well.
I would be. I mean, you figure people are addicted to shit now, and it's
Hey.
not anywhere near as immersive as a holodeck.
Does that kind of remind you of what's that movie that Schwarzenegger was in Mars? Why am I
Total Recall.
Total Recall. Does that remind you of Total Recall when they had like the sex rooms and stuff?
Total Recall is more like virtual reality, whereas this is more like. I mean, it's basically virtual reality also, but you're not having to put anything over your face.
It's like an advanced virtual reality.
It's like super advanced. It's like where we want to be one day.
Right.
For reals, to where you could just walk into a room and it's like, oh, I'm in the mountains.
Right.
Or, oh, I'm at this brothel.
Right. Where you can actually touch and interact with the things around you, not just see them.
Yeah, and now as a feasible, realistic type thing, I don't see how you can do that without having something attached to your brain at least.
Is some sort of jack to jack into?
Yeah, like the Matrix.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Like that makes the most sense.
Some port.
Like actually the Matrix seems more real than the holodeck. Although the holodeck is one of the coolest things on all of Star Trek, I think.
It is. It's kind of neat. I mean, obviously, it seems to cause some more problems than.
Well, there's a joke that that people will talk about how the holodeck is always trying to kill everybody.
So why do they keep having it?
So why
around?
they keep fucking using holodeck if it's always trying to kill you?
What purpose does it serve?
It serves a story plot device.
Well, and it's kind of a futuristic technology, right?
Oh, it is. It's one of the few things left in the show that hasn't already actually come to fruition in terms of reality. Right. I don't know if I told you this, but when I was younger, touchscreens, I seen them in like Next Generation and Voyager and all the other series after, and I thought that they would never be real. I thought that was like the coolest fucking thing, and then now it's like every phone. Now it's a reality. Is there and
well, not only that, but the thin screens. I mean, back in the 80s and 90s when this started.
Oh, you mean like the flat panel?
The
displays?
flat panels,
yeah.
Right? All we had were tube TVs. We didn't really have flat panels.
That's true, and they kind of have like well, see in Star Trek they have their little laptop thingy.
Yeah.
And it was like swivels around and has like a button. It must be a Mac because it's only got one fucking button on it.
Hey, it could happen. it could happen where Apple takes over the industry and that becomes the future. Who knows? Well, I guess we'll.
They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna introduce this new operating system. It's called OS LCARS. What?
Hey, a lot of these things that are becoming a reality have their start in Star Trek. So
they do. The thing is like when it starts
either that or Back to the Future. Back to the Future has made a few predictions that have come true.
Like not that many.
Well,
I think they said actually I watched the thing on Back to the Future and they said they got like half of them right, which is actually pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, if Apple starts releasing some shit and it starts looking like this, then that's crazy. Because
it could happen.
Although this looks cool on the phone, that didn't work. My battery died. Anyways,
technology, right?
The LCARS interface is hard to navigate.
Yeah, it's not really.
It's more for show on television. It looks really cool, but it's definitely not a practical interface, I think. Most people would hate it.
Well, and since you've used it on your phone, you know trying to use it in a practical application just doesn't work all that great.
It works fine once you get to know it, but the thing is like when I first switched over to that, that's just using some launcher and an app on the Google
Android.
Play. Yeah, the Google Play Store. It's like I'm like I don't know what anything does, and you can program shit, but then you forget where shit is. You know what I mean? Because Anyway.
So anyway,
Squirrel.
just to finish out that episode, I like the costumes and more time spent on the holodeck, and I mean I love the sci-fi aspect of it all, but it was nice. It was kind of cool to see some other costumes, some other sets. And he does redeem himself. I guess they had some situation that came up to where he was able to figure out a problem and kind of redeem himself from just being a slack ass and constantly everybody hating him. So I did like that episode. I would like to talk about the season finale. Finale?
Wait, hold on.
What?
So the Barkley episode.
Okay, we're talking more about that.
I just wanted to say one more thing. Barkley is the biggest fucking pussy there is.
Well, yeah.
And I would make fun of his ass too. And I was not cool. I'm still not cool. But I would totally make fun of that douche. Nugget.
Yeah, well, especially when he's the one that's causing you problems in your position.
Yep.
Because he's slacking in his and
because he's got no social skills. Well, how is that my fault?
Well,
then
if he can't handle doing the position, then he shouldn't be doing the job.
Yeah.
So that's that. I mean, I can understand why they're making fun of him because he just can't get his act together. But any more you have to say about that?
No,
Broccoli?
I mean he's okay.
Okay, because that
way
overshadows. I mean
we're gonna focus a whole.
We're gonna focus.
I mean, here's the thing about Broccoli is that he shows up quite a bit more in the Star Trek universe.
Oh,
so apparently he was a fan favorite, but for me,
fan favorite.
He's just annoying. I think he's annoying. I would rather have Wesley Crusher on the ship wearing his stupid sweaters and his pants
I like
that don't
Wesley
zip up.
Crusher. I don't know. Maybe later seasons he becomes more annoying, but I like him right now.
I remember when I was initially watching these, or even a few years after I kind of grew up a little bit, and I always kind of thought Wes was a little annoying. But now as I watch it now, like, I understand he's actually pretty good. So my opinion had changed on him a few times.
Oh, okay.
But Will Wheaton's the man. All right, so
King of the Nerds is self-proclaimed, or maybe somebody said that. King of the Nerds.
But it's weird how much he looks different now. His face is all round. He kind of looks like our friend John.
No, maybe.
With his beard.
I guess I could see that, yeah.
He kind of looks like John with a beard, yeah. Yeah. No one knows what we're talking about, but I'm just saying. So, the finale, what'd you call it?
The finale.
The finale. The finale of season 3. So, first of all, I just want to preface this. So, when this aired, well, I want to say it was, 1990?
Yeah, 90.
It was a humongous cliffhanger. And I remember I was only like 9 or 10 at the time, and everyone was talking about it, which is crazy because I didn't realize how many people watched Star Trek back then. But it was a big deal, and we'll talk about the episode a little bit. So, Ian, what happens in the finale of season 3?
So the finale in season 3 was they end up meeting up with the Borg again, and the Borg end up grabbing or taking Picard. I don't remember exactly what the conflict was, but they end up taking Picard and assimilating him and making him one of theirs, grafting all the mechanical and electrical parts into him. It was quite a shocker, obviously, you know.
So, I mean, for you watching this for the first time, impressions, thoughts.
I I mean, it was. I mean, there was a little bit of. It was a little cheesy, but I still, having the laser come out of his head and, the laser beam coming out of his head. It was a little cheesy, but at the same time, you've grown to know the character, and it was like, how are they gonna, this all powerful race or whatever they are. How are they going to try to figure out how to get Picard back?
Listen, they're what?
Are they cyborgs?
Borgs! Cyborgs. Cybernetic organism. So you see what they did there is they took the name and they did this. Borg.
They borged it.
Cyborg. This is from Mesh and Image by Magma. That's the image that came from that. I just took it off the internet.
I really like their ship. I think it's kind of cool.
The cube is a cool freaking design. Actually, if you think about it, in reality, in outer space where there's no atmosphere, there's no resistance. Literally, with the Borg, resistance is futile, right? Didn't mean to do that. But anyway, there's literally no resistance in space, so a cube is actually probably the most...
It's probably very efficient.
A very efficient design, because you don't have to worry about wind resistance or drag or any of this kind of shit on your ship.
You don't have to worry about gravity either.
Exactly, because gravity is...
Although the larger you become, the more gravity you create, so I guess there's that possibility.
Well, but it's not like the Death Star.
No, I guess it's
the
not.
Death Star is like a moon.
The only thing about the Borg ship is that since its size and shape is it is what it is, it would never be able to go into a planetary atmosphere.
Tangent, like to land?
Yeah, it would never. I mean, it would end up burning up.
It's not designed to land.
No,
it's designed to conquer, bitch.
Yeah,
you don't need to land. Well, so what? And here's the thing: like, if they need to go down to the planets, they would just like transport some drones down there, and they would just simulate the fuck out of everything. I wonder, do they simulate like all animals? Like, what did they simulate? Like a dog or a cat?
I guess it would just have to be. I mean, the only thing they've shown so far, from what I've seen, is just humanoids, right?
Well, I think technology-bearing species is kind of where their focus is, at least.
Right, because the only thing they're trying to gain is more information.
Yes.
More
technology.
More technology.
Mastery of the universe. They are literally trying to be He-Man.
From the power of Grayskull?
Yeah.
By the power of Grayskull?
By the power of Grayskull. That's one thing I miss. Like, in the 80s, everything was all about the power. Yeah. Like the Nintendo was all about, Nintendo Power or the Power Glove or the Power Pad. That's and right. You'd watch like the cartoons and they'd be like, I'm trying to get the power.
That's right.
And now it's like, what do they talk about? It's not about the power. It's about feelings and being a big pussy.
Well, I mean,
I want about the power, man.
So this was, like you said, the big cliffhanger, right? So they grab Picard, they assimilate him. He becomes the voice of the Borg against the Starfleet and Enterprise, and basically tells him he's going to destroy them. And I think that's where they end up cutting it off, right? They cut off they leave it with a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's totally a cliffhanger. So basically, to give a more accurate description for some of the details, you've got so the Enterprise had already met the Borg back in season 2,
right?
With Q-Who, the episode there where they get thrown into J25,
right?
And they meet the Borg and it starts kicking their ass, and then Q saves them. So this is the first time we've seen the Borg since season 2, and they apparently are here at the doorstep, and they start scooping out colonies on these outer Federation areas. And so this tips off everyone. They start freaking out because they remember the Borg just kicking their ass. And so they've had a couple of years to kind of prepare a little bit.
Prepare for what?
For the Borgs.
They were not prepared at all. They knew they existed, but they just don't have the technology that the Borg does.
Exactly, because the Borg steal it from everyone. They're like China.
Well, and they adapt. So if they if they end up getting hurt or killed by something, they end up adapting after a couple attempts.
Usually, yes.
Usually.
After you kill a few drones and they adapt to your phaser fire, all this stuff. So, but yeah, so they bring in Shelby. Do you remember Shelby?
Ah, right, Shelby.
Now, is Shelby sexy or what?
She was all right.
She got some big old hooters, man.
She was all right. I didn't.
But
like,
her grill's a little.
She was a little too ambitious for my liking. Like she wanted to tell Riker how to do his job and what to do, and that she could do it better. And
that was kind of a B story, or maybe even a C story in the episode where Riker continuously is turning down these commands that they're trying to give him, right? And so Picard has to sit down with them as like, you need to go be a captain, you big bearded bitch.
It wasn't Picard. It was.
Yeah, it was Picard.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he sits him down. It's like, what the hell are you still doing here? Oh, they offered you the Melbourne. La la la.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So that whole thing, and that kind of comes in because after Picard is kidnapped by the Borg and assimilated, and his official designation as a Borg is what, Ian?
I don't remember that.
Locutus.
Locutus?
Locutus of Borg.
That's his name?
Resistance is hopeless.
It's hopeless. He has no hope.
I love this episode, and
it was good.
So basically, you've got the storyline with Riker.
Have to do the Home Alone.
Yeah.
What's going to happen next?
With Riker having to, turning down another command, but ultimately becoming in command of the very ship that he, wanted to become in command of at one point, and it's weird, right? But then he tries to do everything like the captain would do,
right? Which
is bad when your enemy assimilates you.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
Oh, spoilers.
Anyways, you're getting ahead of yourself.
So instead of being his own self, that's the thing.
Well, the thing is that he was arguing with Shelby, right?
Yeah.
Arguing with Shelby because she wanted to do things a certain way, and she basically wanted Riker's job.
Which, I don't blame her. He's the old dude that's been there forever and won't go be captain.
Yeah, and she having some ambition is good, and she gave some good points, and, he did listen, but they were butting heads constantly. But anyway, isn't where the episode, the season ended?
Well, so it ended with they had a plan to use the deflector dish to discharge a massive amount of energy of some kind. I can't remember the exact details. But basically use the deflector dish as a big weapon to try and blow the Borg cube up. But they get ready to fire it. I think, did they try and get Picard back first?
Yeah, I believe were they trying to beam him back? I don't remember.
I can't remember, but I think they kept trying to slow him down and tried something, and I can't remember now.
I can't remember.
But they decide they're going to try and. I think I might be mixing the second part in there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
think you're getting ahead of yourself.
So they end the season with fire.
With
fade to black. Continue on the screen and the massive overly. Dun, 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 music, right?
And then everybody that had to see it on TV had to wait a whole year.
Oh, I think the way it worked was they got Picard, and then when they caught up to the Borg again after Wolf 359, because I think the big battle that took place where they basically obliterated all the Federation's
all the other ships,
yeah, and including the Admiral, right?
Right. That was a big deal.
Oh no, that was the second. Fuck, I'm getting them all mixed up.
Second?
It might have been the second one.
Second part.
Because I remember them talking to the Admiral after the captain's taken. No, that was the same one. Because then towards the end, that's when they go to Wolf 359 and see all the ships blown up, including the Admiral's ship. Yeah. I think. I don't remember.
Hey, it'd be nice if we had clues to be able to see this.
Well, here's the thing. CBS is a little strong-handed, I think, with some of their content flagging on YouTube. And, we have a couple episodes with Ian and I talking about other episodes in which we showed a little bit of...
We showed clips. We showed moving clips without sound.
Yeah, well, we're speaking over them as commentary, therefore fair use would apply here. We're not trying to rebroadcast anything or steal anything. We're just talking about the content. And it still gets flagged. So in this particular case, we're having to just try and remember what the F happened.
Which at 40 years old, you start having some problems with that.
And I'm still a couple years behind you, and I can't remember. So it doesn't matter.
So anyway, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I just from being somebody who's never watched this episode, and as a kid, I watched it when I was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Was I 10? I might have been like 10 or 11. 9, 10, 11, somewhere around there. And it was profound.
It was a big
for
deal.
me. It was a huge deal. Up there with like the whole Who Shot JR type situation.
Yeah, hopefully people remember that
anyone
watched this episode.
Anyone who's old enough and watched Dallas back in the day, that was apparently a big deal. That was a little bit, I remember it, but I was a little bit too young to understand what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
But with this, I knew what was going on, and it was really a big deal.
Right.
So I know with today's, you can pretty much binge watch all your shit now, and
yeah.
But so you have immediate gratification. You could just pop in the next episode on Netflix or on your Blu-rays and know what happened. So did it still have a good impact? Were you like having to hurry up and play the next episode?
I did. I'll admit that I had to jump onto season 4 to get that instant gratification.
Immediately.
I may be 40 years old, but I still love my instant gratification.
So imagine
too.
having to wait a whole summer.
I probably would have really had a problem with that. It's kind of like watching Game of Thrones right now, right?
Right.
Where I have a cliffhanger because almost every goddamn episode of
is a cliffhanger.
Game of Thrones is a cliffhanger.
Are you a fan of that show?
I love that show.
I love it too. So here's the thing, though. The shows like the thing that's disappointing about stuff now is it's really well produced, and that's not disappointing, but it's really well produced. They have great actors, good effects. It's almost like watching a movie each time, but you only get like a handful of episodes.
Well, they're changing. They're changing that, right? I've noticed that with Netflix too. Like,
they're shortening the seasons.
They're shortening the season down to like 13 episodes.
No, like 7.
Well, in this case, yes. And this is a trend that just happened this year, really.
Yeah, and I'm pretty pissed because my Voltron series that I watch, man, that went from 14 episodes to 7.
So the year 2017 is the year of super short seasons.
Super short. I mean,
what did we have?
I understand like 26 episodes.
We had 26 episodes in season 3 of Next Generation. 26?
Right, I understand. That's a lot. Okay,
that's a good amount.
That's a huge amount. I think 14.
But that was common.
Yeah. Well, and I think 14, 15 episodes is fine for what they're able to put out these days. And I think, in my opinion, it helps keep the overall quality of what's coming out higher.
I agree.
But to go from that to 7 is insanely stupid.
If they're going to do 7 episodes, then they should split up the season to where we're not waiting two weather seasons to see the next.
Supposedly that's why they're doing that. That's what I've been told. I'm not talking about HBO. I'm talking about Netflix. HBO has a whole different thing. I don't know why they've. It's not a Game of Thrones podcast here, but I just want to say they basically they hit the FF button and fast forwarded through season 7. Man, shit was just bam bam.
Hey,
rapid
maybe
fire.
It's not sci-fi, but it is still fantasy. It's still a fantasy show, so it fits the podcast a little bit. Not too bad.
Kind of.
Not too bad.
But I'm just saying, with that whole series, with this latest season, I think they rushed through it big time. It was still good.
Yeah.
But I think I would have liked it if they would have had at least a few more episodes. It kind of slowed down a little bit.
If they went to 10 to 13 episodes, it would have been perfect.
Which is how they had been operating before.
Right.
Like at least 10, between 10 and 13 episodes, somewhere around there. So I don't know why they cut that off, and that's really kind of disappointing. And the last season, I guess, is going to be the same. There's only like 6 episodes for that one.
Maybe cost is a factor. I mean,
I don't know. They're
they
making
had
money
a lot of
hand
CG
over
in
fist.
this one.
Yeah, but they're making money all kind of
That's
crazy.
true.
They can afford to pump up the budget, which they have. I mean, you see some of the big action stuff that they got going on. Anyway, this is tangent,
Huge.
but yeah,
Cliffhangers. So yes, I did pop onto season 4 to start watching it. I had to, but we'll talk more about season 4 in the next episode of.
in the next episode.
That's right.
On the Warp Factor. So we'll catch you guys later. Ian,
Yes, sir.
thanks for joining the show, man.
As always,
We appreciate your insight, being the old man that you are,
I'm really enjoying it. So
and you're really old.
yes, yeah. I actually turned 40 this month, so it's creeping.
Congratulations! You
Hey.
haven't been hit by lightning or smashed by an airplane or
Or eaten by a shark.
any of those other horrific things that could happen to anyone at any time. And you made it 40 years without any of that.
That's right. More cake.
More cake.
More cake.
I want some cake. You gonna give me some birthday cake?
Sure.
Okay.